What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Modern Fiction here, back at it again with another video. I just want to get my thoughts out on the current state of Wano while we're on break, as chapter 1014 is gonna drop this week. And before I get into my speculation for how everything's gonna play out, I do want to go over one thing. This has been somewhat controversial in the community, but Oda did lay the groundwork for Big Mom's mothering mode since the start of the arc when she first built that rapport and connection with Tama. Like, for those who are saying this is just a cliche plot device, this has literally been established in her character. Her epithet is literally Big Mom. And like we all saw, she isn't inherently allies with the Straw Hats. It was just a case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Tama is who she values as her ally, and the immediate danger she was facing took precedent in her mind. It just so happened that I also helped the Straw Hats in their fight, but Big Mom is still gladly willing to dispose of them as well. But yeah, getting into what I think is gonna happen moving forward. We know Luffy's knocked out again, and we know Yamato is running towards the rooftop. I think that we're gonna get a Yamato vs Kaido 1v1, and while they're fighting one-on-one, I think we're also gonna get that parent-child backstory and flashback to flesh out both of their characters. As we're approaching the climax of Act 3, this might have been it, so Act 3 is gonna end relatively soon. In my opinion, Yamato has to fight Kaido and hold off long enough for Luffy and Zoro to get healed in whatever manner of fashion. Speculation that Momo is gonna fly and catch Luffy. Sanji has to get to the live dome floor. He has to hold off King and Queen long enough such that Marco and Chopper can heal Zoro. Because in my opinion, Luffy and Zoro versus Kaido is going to be the final fight, while Law and Kid versus Big Mom is going to be their final fight. And this way, we still have the Supernova versus the Yonko, but now it's branched off. Yamato has to fight Kaido. She can do a decent job. She's no slouch. Yamato cannot defeat Kaido, but she can hang with him for a little bit, while Luffy and Zoro get back up, because they're the main two players of this arc. They both have the most invested in the outcome of this battle. They both have the most invested in the people and the country of Wano. They both have similarities to Odin and are carrying his legacy. Zoro, Ryuma, Luffy, Joy Boy, it goes deep. We already know the narrator said one-on-one bet on Kaido. We just seen it. It would be fitting and it would be amazing. It would be crazy in my opinion if Luffy and Zoro, the new demon duo, defeat Yonko Kaido 2-on-1. Same ways, we already seen that Kid versus Big Mom is established, but I would also like for Law to join that fight because Law has the hacks to negate Big Mom's conventional durability. He could switch the souls of her homies. That would be a great nerf to her. Obviously, Kid has to put in work. Oda's portrayal of Kid is somewhat of an equal rival to Luffy, and he hasn't had the greatest showcasing on the rooftop, arguably the worst of all the Supernova, so he has to go off. But yeah, Luffy and Zoro vs Kaido would be a great matchup. Law and Kid vs Big Mom, and even though I don't rate Sanji like that, he has to fight King or Queen, defeat a commander, and that would still put a decent amount of respect on his name. Another thing is, I think Luffy's gonna have to pull out Gear 5 in the final battle, especially if it's a one-on-one versus Yonko Kaido. We all know Oda's statement about the enemy that must be defeated now is the strongest man in the world. The world is also transitioning from 4G to 5G. G means gear, right? Though comedic, could easily be foreshadowing, and it would be poetic since that Gear 4 was introduced in Dressrosa, although the climax of its own saga is actually still build up for the Super Saga that is the Yonko Saga, which the climax now is in Wano. Also the fact that Don Flamingo was an underling for Kaido through the alias of Joker, so Gear 4 being used to defeat Don Flamingo and now Gear 5 being used to defeat Kaido would be bringing everything full circle. It would be unprecedented for Luffy to get 3 power-ups in the same arc, but at the same time, this is the new world. The scale and depth is far superior to anything we've seen. This is the climax of a Super Saga that's been built up since Punk Hazard, right? And after this, we're going into Endgame, the final saga of the series. Therefore, it is plausible, as even though Luffy's gotten 2 buffs, 2 amps, Advanced Armament Haki and Advanced Conqueror's Haki, it still wasn't enough, granted in his base form, to defeat Yonko Kaido, even though he has dealt some significant damage. I already have Luffy and Zoro coming out of Wano Admiral level definitively, but holy, if Luffy has Gear 5 plus all 3 types of hockey at an advanced level, let alone Gear 4 Master. We haven't even seen that. Act 3 has to end very soon in my opinion. It's already the longest act in Wano, and Wano's already the longest arc in the series, so we have to get to Act 4 in the final fight relatively soon. And the looming threat of Onigashima dropping on the Flower Capital is still there, so Gear 5 is one thing, but Luffy could also develop his awakening and awaken his Devil Fruit in this arc, turn the Flower Capital into a rubber trampoline of sorts, and when Onigashima falls on the Flower Capital, that's how he saves the civilians and the land of Wano. By Onigashima, when it falls on the capital, it bouncing back up like rubber, and that would be a great way to showcase Luffy's awakening abilities. So even though Luffy's already gotten 2 power-ups in this arc through Advanced Armament Haki and Advanced Conquerors Haki, I'm just saying don't rule out the possibility of another power-up in Gear 5 or Awakening, even though it's not probable. Same ways with Zoro. In my opinion, there's no way that just scarring Kaido was the end of his character arc in Wano. I truly believe he's destined to do big things. Maybe not ZKK level, but I do believe that in a way, Zoro's carrying on Ryuma's legacy, Oden's legacy. He will be a hero of Wano alongside Luffy when it's all said and done. He's out for the count right now, but somehow he has to get back up, be healed. He already has some of the greatest feats offensively and defensively in series history, but I think there's still more room for him to showcase his talents and his abilities. We already seen Ashura, and I'm happy for that, but for an example, Nidai Katetsu and Zoro was teased at the start of the arc. Although he's got an Enma, Nidai would be another power-up for Zoro, greatly increases power output for the fight versus Yonko Kaido. Last time we saw Kitetsu had the blade, and since Onigashima is approaching the Flower Capital, it could easily come back into play in Act 4. But yeah, that's it for my speculation, y'all. I can't wait to read 1014 when it drops. In my opinion, this is peak One Piece. Just being latest has been a joy. We gotta appreciate Oda. See y'all next time for my live reaction or review when the new chapter drops. Like, subscribe, comment if you enjoyed the video, if you rated it. Modern Fiction, out.